In this video, you'll learn all about the Repertory module within Synergy Viva. The closed book icon on the left side indicates that you are in Repertory module, which you see before you. And on the left side are your list of repertories, and this will vary according to which library you have. Now, when you click on one of the books, it opens up the chapters of that book. And also it appears on the right side. Let's close this book with another click, and I'm going to replace it with the Complete 2024. And you see that now we're looking at the Complete 2024, and it opened on this side. Let's say that you wanted several books to be accessible easily on the right side. That's easy to do. You can put another book on the right side by simply hovering your mouse on the book, right-clicking. On a Mac machine, a right-click is holding down the Control key as you click, and then you choose this menu option, Open a New Window. And now I have the Reliable, and I have the Complete 2024, and I can go back and forth between them. I could even close off my list if I just needed to work in these books and didn't need to access another book. However, keeping the list exposed is good if you want to be able to choose your chapters on the left side. The way to choose chapters and open them, let's go back to this because that's what's open on the left. I can either click on the Mind here on the left, and it's opened up the Mind chapter. I'm going back to the picture icon page. I clicked on the breadcrumb string. I can click it here, go back to the icons either with the left directional arrow or by clicking on the name again at the top of the breadcrumb string. Or if you want to, you can use arrows here on the right side. Mind is the chapter that's got the square around it, and I can use my down arrow if I wanted to go to the respiration chapter. Now I'm on the respiration chapter, and if I hit return, that opens that. And I don't have to go back to the picture icon page. I could simply come over here. If I wanted to now go to the vision chapter, I can click over here. And now I'm looking at the vision chapter. So there's several ways you can open a chapter in your repertories. And you can look at multiples side by side. So let's say I wanted to look at the Completes vision chapter. And I also want to look at the Reliables vision chapter side by side. So I'm going to come here. And I'm going to minimize this. And I'm going to go to the Complete again and go to the vision chapter. Here's the Completes vision chapter. And here's the Reliables vision chapter. And I can compare them side by side. What I did was minimize. If I click on this negative sign, which on a Mac computer is on the left side, on a Windows computer it's on the right side. Then I've put the chapter down here at the bottom, and I'm looking at the Reliables vision chapter, and now I want to bring the Complete 24 side by side, and I just click on it to open it next to the Reliables vision chapter. You can utilize minimizing to keep a chapter window easily accessible. Okay, let's look at the different icons we have available to us in the various areas of Repertory module. Over here on the left side, let's start here. We have a history. This is where I've been. The type to search window will allow you to find another book if you're not seeing it readily at the top of your list. Let's say I wanted to find the TBR2. I simply type it in, there it is. And again, the right click gives you this menu option of opening that in a new window. These icons over here, this is the change view settings, the eye icon. You use this icon to set the view in your chapters. I currently am looking at the remedies in alphabetical order of all grades. I'm not looking at sub-rubrics. I'm not looking at authors, not looking at cross-references, but I am looking at my remedy count. Let's see what that looks like. We'll go into the Vertigo chapter of the Complete, and you can see here are my remedies in alphabetical order. The remedy count is showing up here in blue, and the sub-rubrics are behind the plus signs. Let's say I wanted to turn those on and not have plus signs. I'll show you what that looks like. Now the plus signs are gone and each of the sub-rubrics is indented. I recommend that you keep the sub-rubrics turned off and navigate to them instead. It makes navigation in general easier. So let's go ahead and turn that back off. No sub-rubrics. Okay. And we're back to the view of, we see the plus sign. How do we get to those sub-rubrics now? Alternating states is highlighted. I'm going to hit the right directional arrow. Alternating states went up here to the breadcrumb string, and these are those sub-rubrics that we had seen. So I'm going to go back one step to get out of the sub-rubrics. I can also use my down arrow if I needed to go to, say, morning, vertigo in the morning, but I want to see those sub-rubrics, so I'm going to hit my right directional arrow. And I'm looking at the sub-rubrics of morning. Rising also has some sub-rubrics. I'm going to highlight that and hit the right directional arrow, and now I'm looking at those sub-rubrics. Now, how would I take that to a clipboard? Very simply, let's say it's after rising is the one I wanted. I used my down arrow. Now I'm going to hit the return key, and it opened up a clipboard and put that rubric on it automatically. With a Windows computer, you would hit enter. And I can go back one step at a time with the left arrow, but if I wanted to go quickly to the picture icon page, I can come up here to the breadcrumb string and click here, and I'm back at it. And again, I can use my arrows to go to the next chapter. Let's say I wanted to go to speech and voice. I can do that and hit enter. I could have also just clicked on that picture icon, or I can also, again, come over here and go to scroll and get to speech and voice this way. So there's so many ways you can get to a new chapter. Now let's say that you want to find the rubric for horse, speech and voice, horse. You could certainly scroll using the scroll bar down to the H's, but let's show you the navigational shortcut. If you just type on your keyboard the first 3 letters of the rubric that you're looking for, H-O-A, hoarseness, and here it is. And there are sub-rubrics, so I'm going to go into those. I'm going to hit the right directional arrow, and I'm going to say the hoarseness occurs after eating. So I'm going to say E-A-T, after eating. Now, this rubric has 0 remedies in it, but we see that it has sub-rubrics. So I'm going to hit my right directional arrow, and I'm going to choose the aggravation. Eating aggravates hoarseness. I'm going to take that to my clipboard by hitting the return key, and now that's gone on the clipboard. Let's go back to these icons for a minute. So if you want more suggestions about possible rubrics to choose, you can always turn on your cross-references. Let me show you what those are. Let's go into one of the chapters, and here you go. So with this external head rubric, there are all kinds of different other rubrics that you can choose, but you would just have to click on them to go to them, and then you could put those on a clipboard. To show you the navigation again, let's say we wanted to go to the rubric dandruff. I am going to type D-A-N on my keyboard, not in a type to search window. Pop down to the dandruff rubric. It has sub-rubrics, so I'll go and look at those. And I'm going to choose that it's itching dandruff. That's highlighted, so I'm going to hit return, and I'm going to put that on a clipboard. You could also go look at head itching and take that if you wanted to. I clicked on the cross-reference in order to get to this rubric. All right, let's go back to the picture icon page. Again, I've got the cross-references turned on, which are very good to find other rubrics that are related to the one that you've found. And we understand now about how to navigate to sub-rubrics. If you want to see authors, let's turn those on and you can see what those look like. Let's go into a chapter, and you can see after each remedy is the author abbreviation. The person that is responsible for putting that remedy into that rubric is listed after each remedy. If you're wondering which abbreviations go with which author, That's something that you can find under help, and it's the author abbreviation list is here. And you can search through it. And I'm going to turn those off because they take up a lot of room. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those off, and I'm going to turn off my cross references too. This is the filter icon, and anytime you see this icon in the program, you will have filter options. For instance, you see it up here in global search, and here it is in the repertory module, and it's in other places in the program. This is what the filter icon looks like. And in repertory module, you can filter by remedy, author, kingdom, grade, or a custom filter. Let's say you wanted to hone in on just a few remedies. You would type to search them. Let's look for pulsatilla and sepia. So I'm going to clear the type to search window and type SEP up here to jump to sepia. Once I've selected those, I can X out of the type to search window and click on this eye within the filter window to check that I got everything I wanted. Once I have, I hit apply. And when you've applied a filter, the purple circle lights up and you know that the filter is in place. So now we'll go into a chapter and you can see only those 2 remedies. We'll turn off the filter by clicking the purple circle, and we'll go back and you can filter by author. Let's say we wanted to only see remedies that Massimo Mangialavori has put into Rubrics. I'm going to select all his options and click apply. And I can prove that that one remedy is from Massimo Mangialavori by turning on the authors again. And here we have it. MAMA is Massimo Mangialavori's abbreviation. But I'm going to turn it off, and you can see that it's still on the main page. So what I did was I made the change in the chapter, but the filter is still placed for all other chapters, all other repertories on this picture icon page. Whenever you make a change to the filter or to the settings here within a chapter, it's a temporary change. Just remember that this is the permanent change here. These are the temporary changes. Let's go back and we can turn that off again here. And now it is off, absolutely is off. And I'm going to come here, kingdoms. So let's say we wanted the Solanaceae, and I'll choose APG order. You can choose any one of these. You can choose multiples. We'll choose a few and apply. And we go into a chapter, and now you're looking at the remedies of Solanaceae only. And it would be the same for any chapter because we set that on this main page. Let's go into the stomach. And this is again Solanaceae remedies, but we can turn them off within this chapter, clicking that filter within the chapter. And now we're back to all the remedies within that chapter. When we come to the main page, that filter is still placed until we click to turn it off here. Grade is if you want to look for certain grades. And the custom filter, you create filters here in advanced search, custom filter, and you name it. You select the appropriate remedies, kingdoms, or family that go into your filter, and then it shows up here. I created one called the Goal Series. I'm going to apply, go into Vision, and now we're only looking at those remedies that belong to the Goal Series. This question mark is for the manual specific to Repertory module. If you're ever wondering how to do something in Repertory module, you simply click here. You get a PDF of Repertory module manual. I'm going to go into a chapter, and I want to show you how you can get more information about each of these remedies, again with a right click. The right click functions in Synergy Viva always bring up the menu options, and on a Mac, again, it's Control click. So I'm going to position my mouse on the first remedy here, alternating states, agaricus. Right click, and I get this menu of options. I can go look at the reference string of authors. Any remedy that has an asterisk will also have reference string information. Let's show you. We're going to click on this. And we see that agaricus was put into that rubric by Herring. And it also can give you some context often. Let's go back to the right click. And you can go view the remedy in the reference library just with this single click. Jump to the reference library here. View substance information. This is grayed out because not every remedy has this PDF that pops up. It's usually Polycrest that have this. View the remedy on the internet. View remedies family, which you can also do in Kingdom Graph module over here. Copy the rubric. Copy the rubric without the remedies. So that's if I have right-clicked on a remedy. And I'm going to right-click on the rubric now. And you get a few more options. View rubric info, search rubric. You can move it to the clipboard. Let's do that. We're going to click here, and you see it went to the clipboard. So there are many options when you get the menu with the right click. One other thing I want to show you here is some of the larger rubrics have a show more. You simply click on it, and you get all the remedies within that rubric. Let's go back to the main page. And I'm going to go down to the Dreams chapter and hit enter. And I'm going to show you about the type to search window within a chapter. I'm going to open it up. By the way, you can open your windows, you can move them around. I just made this bigger so that my type to search window will be not running into the tab there. You can move a window any which way. I click, hold, and drag the blue stripe at the top and move this window wherever I wish. I can make it bigger when you see the two arrows going side by side on the left or the right, and I can bring it down or up by waiting for that diagonal arrow here on the bottom right. I can make my window go up and down like that. This type to search window is great if you want to find a word within a chapter. So let's say we want to find a word about dreams, dream of houses. I'm going to type houses, enter, and now I'm looking at all the rubrics within this chapter that contain the word houses. There's also a little chevron here, and it allows you to do more than just type a word. Let's go into the I chapter. I'm going to open up this type to search window again, and I'm going to just type the few words. For blepharitis, you don't have to type an entire word here. I want to find all instances of these letters that happen at the beginning of a word. Okay, I'm going to hit search. And now I'm looking at all the blepharitis words for this chapter and some other things too. What if I wanted to find all the other types of inflammation in the eyes? I'll clear this, clicking the X. I'm going to type itis here, itis in this window. I'm going to say, find those letters anywhere in a word, okay? And hit search. And now I'm finding all kinds of different words, not just blepharitis, cellulitis, and other things as well. And again, to clear this, you hit the X. Let's go into the mind chapter and open this up. What if we only wanted to find fearlessness without fear and fearless? Fearlessness. I want that whole word to be found. Just that, not anything related to it. I'm going to hit OK and search. And now you have just that word. And you don't have all the other words that you could possibly be getting. While we're in the chapter, I'm going to go ahead and show you that this, again, turns off a filter if you've placed one specific to the chapter. So you can place a filter in a chapter that doesn't show up there on the main picture icon page. Let's say in this particular chapter, we were interested in seeing the Gold Series remedies. And now we're looking at them for this chapter only. You notice that the filter isn't placed here. It's only here. And I'm going to turn it off by clicking the purple circle. These arrows take you, this one takes you back one step. This one takes you forward one step. And this is the history of where you've been. And this allows you to look at rubrics in either, the default is in the order that typically rubrics fall in. You can also look at rubrics according to the ascending number of remedies. And so in this case, we are looking at small to large, all the way down to large, and descending, which is large, all the way down to small. So here we have the largest rubrics at the top and all the way down to those 0 rubrics. Many of them have sub-rubrics like warmth. You would go into that rubric to find the meat, to find the actual remedies. Or the ones that don't have sub-rubrics are placeholders, for instance, and then you can turn on the cross-references. And now that we have our cross-references turned on, you can see that wandering, which has 0 remedies, the program is recommending that you go to Eyes Unsteady Look, and you'll have 21 remedies there. And you just click on it to get to it. And to take it to a clipboard, you simply hit Return or Enter. Another way, if you wanted this on a separate clipboard, is to click, hold, and drag. I'm dragging it to the clipboard manager, which is right above the clipboards, hovering my mouse right over that and letting go, and now a new clipboard has opened. So that's another way to open a clipboard, is to click, hold, and drag to the clipboard manager. You can also just click, hold, and drag a rubric to the active clipboard and it will go on there. So I hope this video has been very helpful to you. Thank you for watching.